WePark-ი ჩვენ ვაკავშირებთ სკოლებს პარკინგისთვის. ჩვენ გავაკეთეთ მობილური აპლიკაცია, რომლის საშუალებითაც შესაძლებელი არის პარკინგის გაცვლა. ამ მობილური აპლიკაციით შესაძლებელი იქნება წინასწარ სასურველ ადგილას პარკინგის დაჯავშნა, ხოლო მათთვის, ვისაც აქვს პარკინგი, ისინი ათავისუფლებენ პარკინგს, შესაძლებელი იქნება თანხის გამომუშავება პარკინგის გაცვლით. დღევანდელი დღის მოლოდინი გვაქვს, რომ ვიშოვით ფულს ჩვენ შემდგომი ეტაპისთვის, ჩვენ შემდეგ თვეში უკვე Android აპლიკაციას გამოვუშვებთ ბაზარზე. დამატებითი სახსრები გვჭირდება იმისთვის, რომ მარკეტინგულად გავაძლიეროთ ჩვენი კამპანია და ასევე ჩვენი მობილური აპლიკაცია შევქმნათ iOS პლატფორმაზე. დიდი მადლობა. Good morning. Every day, hundreds of millions of drivers around the world ask themselves the same question. Where shall I park my car today? They drive to the locations, and with every year, increasingly, they find out that it is harder and harder to get the place. Why is that? This is because the number of cars worldwide has more than doubled during the last 10 years, whereas the supply of parking spots has remained more or less flat. And this creates increased shortage of parking with every year, which also drives the price of the parking high, and this creates the need to book parking in advance. Otherwise, it's very hard to get parking with each year. And on the other hand, we have lots of people in the cities who own their own parking, like in garages or their yards, and they do not have the possibility to offer the market their own parking efficiently. With WePark, it is so simple, easy, and predictable. You open your app, you look up the place, you see the offers, you choose one, and bingo, you have your parking booked. And the good thing is, you can earn your money back whenever you will be leaving the parking. And for those who own the parking in the city, it will be very easy to rent out their parking spot using our mobile app. As for our business model, it's very simple. Our app, WePark app, will be free to download, but we make money from every transaction. We have parking demand, we have parking supply, and the drivers of parked cars would swap their parking for a fee with those drivers who seek parking, and the fee starts from $2 and goes up depending on the situation. And WePark gets 20% commission from each transaction, and this is our revenue. As for the market, over last year, we asked hundreds of drivers who daily pay for their parking if they would use a parking mobile app which will allow them to book parking in advance. And more than 80% said yes, they would love to have to use this kind of app for the benefit of booking the parking. And throughout the world, there are hundreds of millions of drivers who daily pay for parking, and this is a market of over $60 billion annually. And as for the Georgian market, there are more than 100,000 people who daily pay for parking, and this makes approximately $30 million market annually. As for the competition, we assess them on the two of the factors. One is obviously the price, and the second is the comfort of booking the parking. And first, there are parking attendants, very popular in Georgia and elsewhere in the world, but it is impossible to book parking using them. And there comes a big cohort of paid parking facilities, which offer paid parking, but only very few of them offer booking parking in advance. And also, they are only in specific areas of the city, not everywhere. And then there comes the Pavement, LA-based startup, which is starting right now, and they are offering P2P service of renting out private garages. But also, they are only covering the private parking, whereas WePark covers private parking, and additionally, we cover also public parking. Our unique swapping function, we provide the highest booking comfort to our clients. As for the prognosis, during first year we will have 30,000 active users, and we are going to reach them through social media, and we will target special events such as football games and concerts, which create the highest demand on parking and highest shortage of parking. As for our path, we started 1 year ago. As me and my partner, we felt this increasing shortage of parking in our city, and then in summer last year we got Technopark's small grant for creating the prototype and popularizing our startup via video. And in December last year we saw our first investors who brought in money for developing the Android app, which we are now testing and which we are going to launch on the pilot market in Tbilisi in June, in next month. What we are asking for is that we have some marketing budget from our investors, but we want to have a bold entrance on the market. So 40% of the ones will be targeted for the marketing, 50% will be used for development of iOS app and also maintaining and supporting our Android app and backend, and 10% of funds will go to operational costs. As for our team, we started with my partner, Georgi, who is a top IT engineer in TBC Bank, and he has more than 10 years experience in development. I myself, I'm CEO, and I have more than 10 years experience in various capacities in leading Georgian banks. On later stage, Levan and Nika from Le Monde joined us as technical advisors, and Nino also joined us and strengthened us as a COO. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on our way of disrupting parking industry. Thank you very much.
So I actually invested in an Israeli parking company that was sold to a European, a Swedish parking company. What was interesting to learn was they position themselves like the Waze parking.
Sorry?
The Waze.
Waze.
Like finding
Finding
parking.
Waze, yes.
Yeah. The problem is we discovered that nobody wants to share information on the parking. It's like people who pick mushrooms, they don't want to tell the favorite places to others. And my question here actually is, if you, as a private person, would rent out your place, how would you enforce, let's say I have this parking spot behind my house, how would I prevent somebody comes and parks there and it's not available, I was home, how do I remove the person when parking time is over? How do you deal with that?
Okay, we have, in case some our users will be abusing our service or abusing each other, we have a feedback system built in our app. We have the possibility to block user or to ban user for a month or more. The rules are very clear in the terms and conditions, and whoever violates, we can temporarily suspend the service. This is the mechanism to avoid, because there are many ways to cheat or to abuse it, and we want to protect ourselves and our customers.
I'm very curious about.
Actually, the question here is that one thing is your users who use the app, but somebody doesn't use the app. If I don't use the app, I see a parking spot.
No, I will explain. Thank you very much. I mean, it's about waiting for each other. Whenever you are vacating the parking and you want to swap it with the incoming driver, you open up and you say you press the button, I vacate parking, and then you make a deal with somebody, and then you have to wait because you get money for waiting. You don't get money just for informing that here is a vacant place, because vacant places one can see also in the physical world. And this is two-step, informing and then waiting for the partner, for the incoming driver. This is the mechanism.
Public parking places are an asset that's owned by a city. It's not owned by you.
Exactly.
So where I live, you would not be allowed to swap a public parking space and collect money for it. It would be illegal.
I
So
totally-
how do you deal with,
I-
I don't know how that works here, but you don't own public spaces, so how do you collect money for them?
I totally agree that nobody owns public
No,
spaces.
somebody does, the city does.
City does, and one cannot trade the asset that is not belonging to one. But I can wait for a partner in a public place, right? It is my right to wait for somebody. It is not forbidden. So my time is my asset, so I can sell my
Well,
asset of...
With new technology, the parking meters are smart. They know if a car is there and they know if the car has moved. So you cannot, literally you cannot swap it because the parking meter resets to 0 and you have to put in new money.
No,
So-
it's
so-
not. The incoming drivers, they will have to pay for the parking meter. It's a separate fee. It's a fee for the parking.
Right.
We in our app, people charge each other
It's a
for just
finder's fee.
waiting and swapping. I mean, the incoming driver will still have to pay for the parking meter and to pay the driver who swapped with him. So it will be the double. So we are creating additional value, not just providing new
Okay.
spaces.
All right.
Okay?
I didn't understand that. All right.
Thank you.
And how many people have smartphones in Georgia?
Now over 90%, but I understand your question. Some people in some age groups do not still use the smartphones, but increasingly the online taxi companies have made people use smartphones for various tasks. So it is increasingly, and we don't worry that there will be a big segment that will not be able to use our service.
And
Could you
you're
repeat?
planning
Sorry.
and you're planning to go outside of Georgia as well, right?
We directly, I mean, we start in Georgia because we live in Georgia, but we will directly address the global market, and it's very easy. We don't have to talk to anybody. We just go in the country and we open a bank account, and then we use our service. We popularize it through
How do
social
you do
media.
that? That sounds very easy.
No, we don't have to have partners. I mean, we can launch and we can start and spread and scale very easily just by translating our app and just having a bank account in a country, and then just through social media advertising for our app.
Could you repeat where you are in the app developments and what platforms? Yes.
Now we are in later. We are actually already testing the UAT testing of the app on Android, and we will be launching it in next month. It will be pilot launch in some areas. We will target some events like open air concert because it's the highest peak for the shortage, and this is our rollout plan. Yeah.
There are many solution companies dealing with parking problem in the center of the city. One approach is that you are not taking is kind of information, meaning open public parking place immediately near you, which is kind of interesting, and that give you kind of solution. The problem I have, your system is it's a swap of private parking place with demand. The issue is at the center of the city where the demand is, the trend is that most of the parking places are not single ones, are part of a complex, and you cannot get access to this if you are not subscriber, owner, whatever. You cannot swap it. The homes that I'm living in the center of the city, you cannot actually swap parking place because you cannot get into the facility at all.
I agree.
How you deal with it? And that's the future trend for sure.
Yeah, it's secure.
It's secure
It's
area.
locked.
It's
yeah.
secure. It can get only to approve license plate.
Right.
You know, it's because of security. Of
I agree. In many places, in many developed countries, it's the case, and this will be one of the barriers. But there is a huge world where this is not the case, and in Asia, in developing countries where cars are like growing like crazy, and their parking is very, very short. So in those places, this will work well. And in the places where there is more advanced system, we have to connect with the smart systems that are already in place to
You
just.
won't get it. in the complex I'm living, no way, security.
Yeah, of
So
course.
it's for other places.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. ძალიან კარგად ჩაიარა, ძალიან საინტერესო ფორმატია და კომიტეტის წევრები ძალიან მწვავე კითხვებს სვავენ პიჩის ბოლოს, იმიტომ რომ მათ აინტერესებთ ანუ ყველაზე ესე ვთქვათ კრიტიკული მომენტები როგორი არის სტარტაპის გარშემო. ჩვენ ვფიქრობთ რომ კარგად უპასუხეთ ყველაფერს, ანუ ჩვენი ხედვა გავაცანით და იმედი გვაქვს რომ კომისიამ ესე ვთქვათ მოგცემს ჩვენ იმპულსს, რასაც ვითხოვთ. მადლობა.